Hey, what's going on? It's Earl. I hope you're all doing well. Have you guys missed me? I mean, it's been a while. It's been a whole week almost since the video. No, I'm just kidding. Probably didn't even notice. Uh, yeah, I just figured I'd give some updates here and tell a little story and talk about October and maybe something else. So let's get started. Today is exactly 1 month until the wedding. So it's coming down to the wire here, right? Or we're kind of coming into the final stages. I just bought my suit this past weekend. It looks pretty good, I think so. It's kind of a casual wedding, it's nothing crazy, but I did want to look somewhat decent for my bride. I've been told, I didn't say this, but I've been told that I clean up pretty well. So if I get a decent picture for the wedding, I'll share it with everybody, maybe. But yeah, so it's exciting, but it's been busy. Things have actually gotten a little bit busy lately, and even work too. And I just haven't had the time to really record. And uh, yeah, it's just I've had like ideas of what to do, and I've taken some videos, but the timing just isn't there. And I probably won't be able to post as much as I would like to, at least up until the wedding. But I'm still going to put some things out there. At least that's the plan. I'm sure you guys can all understand that. Um, but yeah, so and the other thing is I've kind of been, I haven't been able to watch all the videos of the other fellow YouTubers who I've gotten to know a little bit over this past couple months, and I'm trying to, but it just time hasn't been allowing me to. So I will do my best there. But that's kind of the update for that part of things. It is October, right? So as my subject line is going to say this, is October the best month of the year? Now I'm kind of biased because my birthday's in October. It's coming up here soon. So I've always kind of liked it for that reason. Hockey season also starts. Um, the leaves changing, the colors outside are always pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't last that long, of course, but I think the changes of colors are pretty nice. And there's some areas around my house that look pretty darn cool. Growing up back east, I remember we'd drive through Jersey and Pennsylvania area, and there'd be all sorts of different colors, and that part's cool. And the days are still kind of long. The time hasn't been turned back yet, the clocks. But I don't know if it's the best month. I'm just biased, and it's like the last month before like the dark days of winter time start to happen. But now that so that's why I enjoy it. But like I mentioned before, there's always hockey on, and that's why there's a lot more sports going on this time of year. Obviously, it's needed, but so I have this funny story. Well, it's a bonehead story, right? Of something I can't believe I did, and hopefully I never do it again. It was on Sunday, and there was something that kind of smelled in the garage. I was like, oh, I don't know. It wasn't too bad. The garage was open. This was earlier in the day. Came home a little later. And the garage had been closed, and I'm like, oh my goodness, something's awful. Something smells awful in here. And at first, I was like, oh, maybe there's like a dead critter in there or something like that, because that's happened, right? A mouse or something dies, and I have a refrigerator out there. I'm like, okay, this is and I'm like, so I'm in there, and it's like I said, it's bad. I'm narrowing down where the smell is coming from. I'm like, all right, it's near this refrigerator. I'm like, is there something dead underneath this? But then I notice on the floor there's like a liquid on the ground by the refrigerator, by the door. I'm like, that's not good. So I went back out for something to come, and I come back in towards the garage, and then I see it on the top of the garage. I come back in on the top of the refrigerator. There it is, bag of raw chicken. That when I went to Costco recently, I bought all this stuff, and I was rearranging the freezer, and I left the doggone chicken on top of the freezer. First of all, I don't like wasting food, and that was a bummer. But I don't think I've ever smelled like rancid chicken like that before. And it would only been out there. It would have been since Wednesday, so until Sunday. And obviously, it got bad. And I went out there, started cleaning it up. I got one piece in there, and I had like these gloves that I was wearing. And the next piece of chicken I picked up was like it was just like glooped, like just to the top of the freezer. I was like, oh, and I picked it up, and I inhaled like this is the first time I ever smelled something that bad to where I almost like got completely sick. It was close. And so I went back in. I told my fiance about it. I'm like, oh my God, like it's bad. And I go back in to get one of those. I still have some leftover masks from COVID, and they help for like when I dust and like work and clean out things, and it helps me out. So I'm gonna go put one of those on for this smell, which it did help, right? But by the time I get out there, my fiance's already like cleaned it all up. She's like, I got kids, I've wiped diapers and everything like that. And but she was like, she's like, I had to hold my breath. It was bad. But like I said, I can't believe I've ever done that before. And what I made me think about when I was talking to her, I was like, man, imagine being like, those CSI people, or you've seen those shows where someone walks in, like uh, the first person on the scene of like an accident or something like that, not on the road, but like in a house where someone had been found for like several days. Like they described the smell. Like I could only imagine. And I guess I wasn't meant to do that for a living, right? But that was something I learned. Like I said, all these years I've never done anything like that, and it was it's funny because it was one of those days I realized I was a little out of it anyway. I just wasn't feeling the best, like just one of those off days, and that's what I'm going to blame it on. But I should know better. And like I said, the worst part was wasting the food, but we got it all cleaned up, and there's no more smell. And I did help. She didn't do all the work, but she's awesome about that. So good job, babe. So let's do one more thing here, because like I said, I won't be able to do as many videos as I like. So it's been a while since I've done a Would You Rather. So why don't we do that? As if you haven't seen this, we do this before. I pick a random card. I'm just going to pick the first one, and I'll read the first top question. If by some reason I've read this question before, I'll read the second one below. But here we go. Would you rather fall on and severely bruise your tailbone every month, or have a stiff neck every day? Oh man, some stiff neck every day. No, fall on and severely bruise your tailbone every other month. I will take the every other month tailbone injury versus a daily stiff neck. I think that would become unbearable and probably drive me just nuts. So what do you guys think on that one? What would your answer be? Please let me know. Drop in the comments anything anything that you think was good in this video, or we want to talk about, or have concerns on. So hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone has a good one. I'll talk to you later.